Kate Middleton sat in front of the mirror in her bedroom at Kensington Palace, tears streaming down her face. In just a few short hours, she and William would be attending the first major family event since the passing of Queen Elizabeth, the annual Christmas luncheon hosted by King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla at Sandringham Estate. It had been nearly 4 months since Her Majesty's death in September, plunging the nation into mourning. As the new Princess of Wales, the weight of her position had never felt heavier on Kate's shoulders. She desperately missed the guidance and support of the late Queen, who had become like a grandmother to her over the past decade. Elizabeth had nurtured both her and William as they established themselves in their roles and prepared to one day take the throne. Without Her Majesty there as a steadying presence, the dynamics within the royal family had shifted dramatically. King Charles was still adjusting to his new responsibilities and rumors of tensions with Prince Harry and Meghan persisted. William's relationship with his father remained strained at times as well. Most worrying of all for Kate, though, were the icy relations developing between herself and the new Queen Consort, Camilla. Ever since the early days of her courtship with William, Camilla had viewed Kate with a sense of judgment and rivalry. While outwardly polite, her constant little jabs and dismissive remarks towards the younger princess had worn Kate down over the years. With Elizabeth gone, Camilla no longer felt any obligation to hide her true feelings. In recent months, she had made a point of excluding Kate from family photo opportunities and marginalizing her role at events. The final straw had come just last week, when Camilla privately scolded Kate for a perceived breach of protocol involving her children's nanny at the Remembrance Sunday service. Kate knew the infraction had been minor and unintentional, yet Camilla took obvious glee in publicly upbraiding her in front of others. She walked away in tears, only to have Camilla mock her to Princess Anne as overly sensitive and not cut out for this life. Kate took a shaky breath, dabbing at her eyes with a tissue. She loved William more than anything and was determined to support him through this transition as best she could. But the constant undermining from Camilla, and now it seemed Anne as well, was slowly chipping away at her confidence. For the first time, she found herself doubting if she truly had what it took to be queen someday. A soft knock sounded at the door. "Darling, are you ready?" "We need to leave soon," came William's concerned voice from the hallway. Kate splashed some water on her face and took a final look in the mirror, straightening her posture. "Yes, I'll be right out," she replied, plastering on a brave smile as she opened the door. William frowned as he took in her still red-rimmed eyes. "Kate, what's wrong? Has something else happened?" he asked gently, pulling her into his arms. She sighed and briefly recounted the latest slights from Camilla and Anne. William's jaw tensed in anger as he listened. "I knew they disliked you, but this degree of deliberate cruelty is unacceptable. As king, I cannot allow them to openly undermine my wife and future queen in such a fashion. This ends today." Kate squeezed his arm worriedly. "William, please, I don't want to cause a rift in the family. Just ignore it for now and let's get through this lunch smoothly. For you and for the country, we must present a united front during this transition period." Reluctantly, William nodded in agreement, though his eyes remained stormy with indignation. They made the short drive to Sandringham, steeling themselves as they entered the formal dining room. Camilla shot Kate a sly, knowing smile from her place at the head table that made her blood boil. She focused on greeting other guests to keep her composure. As the meal commenced, Camilla domineered the conversation by directing questions only at William or other senior royals, pointedly overlooking Kate. And meanwhile engaged her sister-in-law in hushed whispers and covert smirks. Nearby guests grew uncomfortable with the palpable tension. Kate bit her tongue and pretended not to notice, continuing polite small talk with those around her until William suddenly snapped his napkin down onto the table with an audible crack, silencing the room. "That's quite enough, Mother," he stated curtly to Camilla, using the title in a way that conveyed anything but warmth. "Your petty attempts to demean my wife end now. Kate is a dedicated asset to this family and will one day be its sovereign. Any further disrespect towards her is a direct insult towards myself and the crown. I expect you both," he glanced sternly at Anne, "to treat her, and each other, with the dignity and respect befitting our positions from this moment onward. Is that clearly understood? Camilla and Anne flushed with anger and embarrassment under the stern reprimand from their new king. They nodded tightly without responding. William turned to Kate with a reassuring half-smile. I believe this ordeal is over, darling. Let's enjoy the rest of our day, shall we? With that, he steered the discussion towards lighter topics, drawing Kate fully into conversations. The tension dissipated as others rallied to support the newly asserted chain of command. Still, glares continued to pass between Kate and her detractors for the duration of the meal. As they began their departure, Camilla made one last veiled dig. Well handled as always, William. A true leader knows when strong words are needed to redirect wayward subordinates. Kate saw red, but William got to her first, his voice like icy steel. I believe I was clear, Mother. Do not test me further on this matter. Camilla could only nod stiffly and seek escape. In the car ride home, Kate took William's hand in relief. Thank you. You didn't have to do that for me, but it means the world that you did. I know navigating these family dynamics will not be easy as king, but with you by my side I believe we can get through anything. William lifted her hand to his lips with a smile. Always, my darling. Now and forever.